So they followed him based upon what they knew of him as a wonderful, special person, person of excellence, highest on the highest level when it comes to character. They knew that. But his knowledge, they differed with it, didn't they? That's what caused the problem. It wasn't his character. It was his knowledge that God gave him. When he started to speak that knowledge, it interrupted their thinking and interrupted their way of life and everything. Then they had a big problem with him. But the problem wasn't with him as a person. And you all, I know you got little things to say about me too. Well, I heard when he was a boy, he used to go to dances. Now, I still want to dance. But I wasn't a bad dancer. I wasn't indecent. I wasn't trying to take some woman to bed, take your girl to bed off the dance floor. I knew how to leave her there or take her home and not touch her. I was human. I was a teenager and a human teenager. Yeah. Like pretty girls, you bet I did. Yes, sir. Like to hold them in my arm and dance, you bet I did. Yes, sir. But looking back at my life, some things, after waking up, and getting a high understanding of how my behavior should be as a creature of God, some of the things that I prayed many times, Allah, please forgive me for that. Please forgive me for that. And I just stopped praying. I stopped praying after a while. You know why? I said, God giving me all this help with the Qur'an, all this help with Mohammed the Prophet. He's giving me all this help, and I'm reaching people, and goodness is growing. Why should I keep asking him to forgive me? He already forgave me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He did more than forgive me. He forgave me and then showed me mercy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. So we're getting near the time we're going to have to close out pretty soon. And I just want to say to you all, in the words of Mr. Farrar, I can sit on top of the world and tell anyone that the most beautiful nation is in the wilderness of North America. And believe me, that's not exaggerating a bit. Not exaggerating a bit. When I was preaching, I've shared this with you all many times. When I was preaching as a young minister on Greenwood, that's where the temple was, on Greenwood in Chicago. One day, I think it was a night when I gave this address at the temple, I said, we need to see ourselves as a new people on this planet Earth. I say, yeah, they're Africans. They're no new people. They're in Africa. But we are not African anymore. We have been completely separated from that lifeline. So we're not African anymore. We were completely separated from our lifeline with Africa. Then we are new people. And if we are not comfortable with our existence as a people. In this new circumstance, on these western shores in America, then that tells me, as a people, spirit-wise, customs, etc., we are not yet formed as we want to be formed. So actually we are a new people forming, or trying to form, be formed in the United States of America. And I think that'll be true of the islands also, wherever we're existing. I even went down South America. And there are many of us in South America. Many. In Brazil, many. Mm-hmm. And the way they ran and greeted us when I was down there. You know what they said? This was years ago now, when Muhammad Ali was still floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. Boy, they saw us, they knew we were from the United States, they came. I mean, a crowd looked like 1,000 youngsters or more. They started running toward us. Ali, Bombaye! Ali, Bombaye! That's what they were saying as they were running toward us. And they greeted us. We could see that they were so happy to see us, our people. Now, what is it that caused them to gravitate toward us like that? Is it that they have the same genes or the same ancestral life that we have? Not necessarily. In fact, I don't think that's what brought them to us in that spirit. What brought them to us in that spirit is that we are people of the same experience. Environment and what you experience, that's what shapes your spirit. It leaves impressions on your spirit. It forms your spirit. It forms your spirit in you all over again when you subject it to a different environment and a different experience over a period of generations. So this is what formed the people. So we are a people of one spirit. The spirit determines your life. We are a people of one spirit. Their spirit is that we are put down by the world. That's right. Their spirit is that the world doesn't think that we are of the same human value that they are of. That our human value is less than theirs. That's their spirit. And they do not, we are social rejects. Huh? That's what we were. Social rejects. And they were social rejects. And we were brought here to be slaves. They were brought there to be servants, indentured servants, or slaves. Same. Mm-hmm. And they look at their faces and they all know, you're not one of us. You all stay to yourselves. Same thing in South America that was here. Mm-hmm. And I don't care how much freedom we have been given and how good things look. On the whole, most white people still have that same spirit when it comes to us. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. They accept your rights, but please, stay to yourselves. Yes. Yes. And that's exactly what we should do. Yes. Yes, sir. More so at this time than any other time in our history of thousands of years. In Africa and in America, now is the time for us to stay to ourselves and build a model society. And answer God's invitation that he extended to the Islamic world. Let there come out of you a community upholding the best of what I have revealed and given to you in Muhammad. Huh? And not being afraid of the criticism of any criticizer. That's qur'an. Huh? Yes. You will be the ones, huh? That will be successful. All right. Well, I say the covenant have lost its bearers. And we are picking it up. We're going to carry the covenant. Yes, we're going to carry the covenant of God here in America, and we're going to establish a people and a community inside of this United States of America. That will be a witness, that will be a testimony, that will be a witness before all the nations of the world that a marvelous thing has been done by God here in the United States of America. And I'm telling you that our model will have more power to convert the world to Islam than anything they ever had going for them other than Mohammed himself and the best of his followers at that time. Yes, yes. So don't doubt. You don't have enough insight. You don't have enough scholarly knowledge to test me with what you know. So please, accept my faith in you and be like I am by you. I want you, and I accept you on faith. I accept you on faith. I accept you because I have faith in you. Okay? You accept me because you have faith in me. And don't let those so-called scholars and learned people who just don't want to see anybody in America recognized as an authority for Islam but themselves. Now, I'm not pointing at any particular ethnic group or race, because all of them are like that. Okay? So don't let them get into your head and mess your mind up and tempt you with theater garments and whatever. Draw you into a Latin in his lamp time. Huh? Don't let that happen. Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, and Latin in his lamp. And that's what I see when I look at a lot of you all. The way you act and the way you dress and the way you make over a little soft tree stick called a miswak. Your sandals and your stage garments, I'm telling you. And it's not a regular theater, you know. So it's one that twists your head. So don't let them play with us like that. Our Lord who created us have made us very special. And we don't want to shame the high place that he has invited us to.